So, those of you who are complaining about what transpired in the great state of Colorado, if I remember correctly, and since it happened in the last 2 months, it's not really that hard. First, it went to a judge, and the judge bounced it up to a state Supreme Court. And there are 7 people on the Supreme Court, and 3 said no, and 4 said yes, and that's how democracy wins. Also, to throw a nice little fun part into it, it was Republican attorneys that filed the suit with the state. Not Democratic ones. Republican attorneys filed the suit. Now, if I remember correctly, about 18 months ago, there was a decision called Dobbs, which returned abortion to the states. And you guys said, well, we're going to put this in the states and let states decide. Well, the Constitution put voting and who's allowed to be on the ballot on the states to let the states decide. Guys are always quoting the Second Amendment. Well, this is the 14th Amendment. And it says if you're involved in an insurrection and states' rights, you guys are all big with the states' rights. Big states' rights for abortion. States' rights. See, it's kind of hard to have it both ways. So you can argue for me against the states' rights to have control of what's going to be on their state elector. Then you're going to have to also argue in favor of that for abortion. Oops, sure. Perhaps we didn't think this all the way through. Because if you're really big on the Second Amendment, well, then you have to be really big on the 14th Amendment. Don't you? Maybe you should also be really big on the First Amendment. That one that separates religion from the government. I'm just saying, you can't complain about states' rights and then, say, I want to move abortion back to the states. And then when a state does something you don't like what's happening in Ohio or what's happened here in Colorado, I don't like when the states exercise their states' rights. It seems like you're a little on the side of schizophrenic. Education is kind of important. I always want to stress that to you people. Ladies and gentlemen, Donald Trump is being barred because of the 14th Amendment. And the cry from the other side, well, we'll take him off in Texas. No, you won't. There is a bar that has to be reached for the 14th Amendment. Donald Trump apparently has reached it in Colorado. Now, don't forget, there again will be an appellate court decision on the 4th of January, and then again to the Supreme Court. It's an option. But Donald Trump has a much more likely chance of having that go against him than anything that happens for Biden if it gets that far, hypothetically, in the future. Just remember to vote true and vote blue.